Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be taking a look at what's behind the bunker door in Grand Theft Auto Online. Is there anything there? Does it lead to anything significant? And a whole lot more. So this would certainly not be the first time that Rockstar has done something revolving around a secret door or a corridor that looks like it leads to somewhere, but then probably has a dead end. I mean, for example, if we start with Michael DeSantis' house in game, that place is littered with bad design and secret doors. Literally, I'm not even joking. So for example, in this wall right here, there should be a room, as there's windows attached to the exterior, but it's just blank emptiness. And there's lots of other areas of Michael's house that really just doesn't make sense, like the fact that he has a skylight in his house, but if you go on the outside on the roof, there is none. It's just a regular roof. If we go to the desert in Los Santos, you guys know this one mine shaft door. Well, what's the point of it being here if there's absolutely nothing behind it? Rockstar have only put the tiniest amount of space with really nothing else going on back here. So that was another example of, why Rockstar ended up doing this and why did they include this into the game if it wasn't really going to have a purpose. And ever since we've gotten the executive offices, players have been looking in buildings for expansions in them for possibly part 2s or other maybe expansions that Rockstar could do to those updates. The only problem with that is every single one has been in a fixed building. So for example, the offices obviously take place in skyscrapers like the Maze Bank Tower, the Arcadius Business Center. So for Rockstar to expand them, it would go against the geometry of the building. Same with the MC clubhouses. There'd be no way to add another room as, like I said, they're fixed buildings. And of course, Rockstar couldn't go against the way the building looks. Otherwise, that would look super awkward in game. And to a degree, same with the import-export warehouses. Even though some of it is underground, which actually does have me a little bit suspicious that there could be an expansion, especially given the amount of places for vehicles, since we can only hold 8. Although it clearly looks as if we could have gotten more in there. Seems as if Rockstar put a lot of unnecessary things just to keep us locked down there at 8. And there's like a long corridor down at the end. So that one has me kind of suspicious too. But anyways, getting to the bunker. The reason the bunker is so interesting is because it's the first area that we had that is technically underground. Now, all the areas in the game, when we enter them, their interiors, it does take us underneath the ground. So that isn't a big deal. But the bunker is the first one that physically exists underneath the ground and doesn't rely on any buildings or anything exterior in the world of Los Santos or Blaine County. So expanding it theoretically could be incredibly easy. Now there's lots of little doors and entrances and long corridors here, but the one thing that players seem to be interested in is what's behind this entrance door right here. Now I was inspired to make this video by a post I saw from WildBrick142, who actually found out that you could go behind this, and I didn't even realize that you could either. Now I wonder why Rockstar included such a massive corridor right here and what's behind it. I don't remember this ever being used. Was it used in the first cutscene when Agent 14 gives you a tour? Or was it used when you first drove your MOC into the bunker? That's the only time I can think of, but I think it could have a different purpose. So you can actually see we're able to travel back here, which is really cool, and we're actually able to go a long way without the texture for it actually disappearing. And this had me wondering, well, what could Rockstar possibly do? Now, the rumor right now is that the next update is going to be something revolving around gun running part 2. Now, that's obviously not been officially confirmed, but it would make sense given what we've heard, given Rockstar's history of doing part 2 updates, and given the amount of content that seemed to have been left out with gun running. In fact, these bunkers are called airbase bunkers, but there's nothing airbase about them. We don't have any new helicopters in the game. So what I'm thinking is this corridor could potentially lead to maybe a helipad area that would allow us to take jets, helicopters, and planes out of our bunkers. And even if it wasn't something that complicated, I wish it was a little bit more realistic. You guys know the way we enter and exit our bunkers, we just appear in this interior. I wish there was a cutscene that showed us entering or opening the door or doing something, but instead we just appear outside and then we just appear inside too. I don't know, to me I think it would be cool to open up that giant red door or to see it opening and you walk in for the first time. That would be pretty awesome in my opinion. So that is something I wish Rockstar had utilized here, but I don't understand the necessary point of having this long corridor if there's going to be no use for it. So I'm curious to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What do you think the possibility is of Rockstar expanding the Grand Theft Auto Online gun running bunkers, especially with this long freaking corridor right here here? Do you think they could make it lead to another area that maybe potentially has other uses for other types of vehicles, like Pegasus ones that could be, I don't know, something awesome like jets, airplanes, etc.? I think that has the potential to be really cool. But at a minimum, I had no idea that this long corridor even existed, because the fact we don't have any animation that shows us going through there. We just disappear when we ask to exit. So I think that that is pretty cool. I don't know why it extends for so long. What would be cool is if the interiors actually put us underneath the map where our bunker location was. It would be cool to see how far away from the entrance we are. But of course, since we're all put underneath the map at the docks, which again, this photo right here is provided by WildBrick142. Another fun fact that you might not have known is that when you go underneath the bunkers, all of us are sent to the docks area. None of us are actually like in the area in Sandy Shores or Palito Bay or wherever the bunker is. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we'll actually never know how far close we are to the entrance. The entrance is really just a starting point. So I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think. Could Rockstar expand the bunkers in online? This would be the first time they've ever done something like this to a property, but it would also be the first time where it could make sense, as since it's underground, it's not restricted by any physical buildings that would make things awkward for Rockstar's developers or the continuity of Grand Theft Auto Online. So like I said, let me know your thoughts, opinions, and more in the comment section down below. If you did go and enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.